It would be difficult to find another aircraft that sparks as much interest and debate as the YF-23. Even after 30 years of being retired and hidden from the spotlight, this innovative and strikingly beautiful machine continues to captivate aviation enthusiasts, military historians, and engineers alike. Many argue that this is the aircraft that could have changed the future of military aviation had it been chosen over the YF-22 during the Advanced Tactical Fighter (ATF) competition in the early 1990s. While the YF-22 eventually evolved into the now famous F-22 Raptor, becoming one of the most effective fifth-generation fighter jets ever created, the YF-23, though it lost the competition, has never really disappeared from public discourse. The YF-23 story begins in the late 1980s when the United States military recognized the need for a next-generation fighter aircraft to replace the aging fleet of fourth-generation fighters, such as the F-15 Eagle. The Cold War was nearing its end, but the future remained uncertain. The need for a superior air superiority fighter was still a priority for the U.S. Air Force, and the ATF program was launched to develop a new stealth fighter that could dominate the skies for decades to come. This program would eventually give rise to two competitors, the YF-22, developed by Lockheed Martin, and the YF-23, developed by Northrop Grumman. The YF-23 took its first flight on August 27, 1990, a pivotal moment that would mark the beginning of its brief but impactful career. While many consider the YF-23 to be the underdog in the ATF competition, it was actually a highly advanced and forward-thinking design that pushed the boundaries of stealth, speed, and performance. The aircraft was built around several key principles, most notably its focus on reducing radar cross-section, RCS, and infrared, IR signature, making it nearly invisible to enemy radar and heat-seeking missiles. The YF-23 featured two prototypes. The first was powered by the Pratt & Whitney YF-119 engine and was given the nickname Black Widow II in honor of the P-61 Black Widow, a twin-engine night fighter used during World War II. The second prototype was powered by the General Electric YF-120 engine and was called the Gray Ghost. Both prototypes were stunning examples of aeronautical engineering, with their sleek, elongated fuselage and distinctive V-shaped tail. The YF-23 was a sight to behold, often described as looking like a fighter jet from the future. Its radical design was one of the reasons it continued to fascinate aviation fans long after it was retired. Despite its impressive performance and advanced technology, the YF-23 ultimately lost the ATF competition to the YF-22 in 1991. The reasons for this decision have been debated endlessly by experts and enthusiasts alike. One of the main factors was that the YF-22 was considered a safer and more conservative choice by the U.S. Air Force, particularly when it came to maneuverability in dogfights. The YF-23, while highly stealthy and fast, lacked thrust vectoring, which would have made it less agile in close combat compared to the YF-22. Thrust vectoring allows a fighter jet to control the direction of its exhaust, improving its ability to make tight turns and outmaneuver enemy aircraft. However, it is important to note that the decision to favor the YF-22 over the YF-23 was not based purely on performance. Lockheed Martin's YF-22 was seen as a more balanced and versatile platform that would be easier to transition into production. Additionally, political and industrial factors likely played a role in the decision. Lockheed Martin had strong ties to the Pentagon and was seen as a safer bet to deliver a successful fighter jet on time and within budget. That being said, the YF-23 was by no means a failure. In fact, many of its design features and technological innovations are still relevant today and are likely to influence the development of future fighter jets, including the highly anticipated sixth-generation fighters. In an era where stealth and speed are becoming increasingly important in aerial warfare, the YF-23's innovative approach to these challenges is being reconsidered as a potential foundation for the next generation of fighter aircraft. One of the most remarkable aspects of the YF-23 was its emphasis on stealth. The aircraft was designed to be as difficult to detect by radar as possible, using a combination of shape, materials, and design features to minimize its radar cross-section, RCS. The YF-23's body was characterized by sleek, angular surfaces with straight lines and sharp edges that reduced the number of radar waves that would be reflected back to enemy sensors. The aircraft's wings, tail, and fuselage were all designed with stealth in mind, featuring parallel edges and zigzag shapes that helped to scatter radar waves and make the aircraft harder to track. In addition to its stealthy shape, the YF-23 was also designed to reduce its infrared IR signature, making it harder to detect by heat-seeking missiles. The aircraft's engines were buried deep within the fuselage with exhaust nozzles that directed the hot exhaust gases over a flat surface on the tail, helping to disperse the heat and reduce the aircraft's thermal signature. This feature, combined with its advanced stealth technology, made the YF-23 one of the most difficult aircraft to detect, even by modern radar and infrared tracking systems. The YF-23's performance was equally impressive. The aircraft was capable of flying at supersonic speeds without the use of afterburners, a feature known as super cruise. This allowed the YF-23 to maintain high speeds for extended periods of time without producing the telltale heat signature associated with afterburner use. In terms of speed, the YF-23 could reach a maximum of Mach 1.8 with a cruising speed of Mach 1.6 during supercruise. This made it one of the fastest aircraft of its time, capable of outrunning most contemporary fighters. Despite its stealth and speed, the YF-23 was criticized for its lack of thrust vectoring, a feature that was present in its competitor, the YF-22. Thrust vectoring allows a fighter jet to change the direction of its exhaust, improving its agility and maneuverability in close combat. While the YF-23 was highly maneuverable at supersonic speeds and high angles of attack, it was not as agile in dogfights as the YF-22. This was one of the key reasons why the U.S. Air Force ultimately chose the YF-22 over the YF-23, as the former was seen as a more versatile platform that could excel in both long-range engagements and close-quarters combat. However, it is worth noting that the nature of aerial combat has changed significantly since the early 1990s. Modern fighter jets are less likely to engage in dogfights, as air-to-air missiles and long-range radar systems have become the primary means of engaging enemy aircraft. In this context, the YF-23's emphasis on stealth and speed may have made it a better choice for modern warfare, where the ability to strike from a distance and evade detection is more important than close combat maneuverability. One of the most forward-thinking aspects of the YF-23 was its onboard computer system, which was designed to integrate all of the aircraft's systems into a single unified network. The YF-23 was equipped with a digital fly-by-wire system, which used electronic signals to control the aircraft's flight surfaces instead of traditional mechanical linkages. This allowed for more precise control of the aircraft, particularly at high speeds and high angles of attack. The YF-23's computer system was designed to handle everything from navigation to weapons control to life support, allowing the pilot to focus on flying the aircraft and making tactical decisions. The aircraft's onboard sensors were capable of detecting enemy radar signals and feeding that information to the pilot in real time, allowing for rapid target acquisition and engagement. The YF-23 was also designed to work as part of a larger information network, receiving data from satellites, AWACS planes, and ground-based radar stations. This network-centric approach to warfare is now a key requirement for sixth-generation fighter jets, further demonstrating how ahead of its time the YF-23 was. In terms of armament, the YF-23 was designed to carry a variety of air-to-air missiles, housed in internal weapons bays to maintain its stealth profile. The aircraft could carry up to 8 missiles, including AIM-9 Sidewinders and AIM-120 AMRAAMs, depending on the mission requirements. The use of internal weapons bays helped to reduce the aircraft's radar cross-section, as external weapons pylons would have created additional radar reflections. The missiles were deployed using hydraulic pushers, which allowed them to be launched at any speed, further enhancing the YF-23's combat capabilities. Although the YF-23 program was officially canceled in 1991, its legacy continues to influence the development of modern fighter jets. Many of the technologies and design features pioneered in the YF-23 are still relevant today and are likely to be incorporated into future sixth-generation fighters. Countries like Japan and the United Kingdom have already shown interest in using YF-23 technology for their next-generation fighter programs. And it is likely that the U.S. military will also draw on the YF-23's innovations as it develops its own sixth-generation aircraft under the Next Generation Air Dominance (NGAD) NFA XX programs. As tensions between major powers like the United States, China, and Russia continue to rise, the development of advanced fighter jets will play a crucial role in maintaining air superiority. Both China and Russia are working on their own 5th and 6th generation fighters, and the US military is under pressure to stay ahead of these emerging threats. The rebirth of the YF-23's ideas, whether in the form of a completely new aircraft or as part of an existing program, could provide the US with a significant advantage in the aerial arms race. Good aircraft, like good ideas, never truly disappear. While the YF-23 may not take to the skies again in its original form, its influence will be felt in the next generation of fighter jets that will dominate the airspace in the coming decades. The YF-23's emphasis on stealth, speed, and network-centric warfare will likely serve as a foundation for future designs, ensuring that its legacy lives on. What do you think? Will the YF-23's revolutionary concepts be realized in the 6th generation fighter jets of the future? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content on the latest developments in aviation and military technology. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.